Welcome to this Candlelit Restorative Yoga class. My name is Roseanne. I'll be your guide today. For those of us joining live, welcome. I hope that you have your comfies on. If you're listening to this recording, make sure you're in your comfy clothes and that you have lots of props available. So the props required are 3 blankets is good. You could do with 2, but 3 blankets. 2 of them folded in a rectangle. One of them folded so that it's almost like a little roll or a little kind of long rectangle, I should say. And lots of pillows, especially if you don't have any bolsters, which a lot of people don't, then you want lots and lots and lots of pillows. Some may be more firm, some may be more soft. I have these bolsters here, which are nice. If you have like a long body pillow, that is also really lovely to have for your practice. Because with restorative, we want to prop ourselves a lot and minimize the amount of effort, even the amount of stretch, focusing more on soothing the nervous system and not working hard at anything in particular, including the breath. So unlike a lot of the pranayama that we do in a lot of yoga classes, this will be very much just breathe naturally and observe your breath. So try not to do very much during this practice. Also, if you have something weighted, it could be, this is an actual weighted saddlebag. If you have like a ankle weight, for example, that's soft, or you have a weighted blanket, you might like that for your practice as well. So once your room is filled with pillows and you're in something comfy, we will begin with a few gentle stretches, a little bit of movement. So maybe push your props a little bit out of the way. You won't stay there. Okay. So lie on your backs with the knees bent and the feet planted. From here, allow the legs to drape to the right and the left. So windshields a little slower than normal. And notice if there's a corresponding movement through the neck. Next time the legs drape to the right, keep them there for just a moment and breathe. And switch sides. Bring yourself onto your side facing me. That may mean you need to drape the legs the opposite way first. And come onto your side. From here, quadricep stretch. The top leg bend, the knee, clasp the ankle if you can, or maybe the plant leg. Other leg can lengthen. Press the quadricep forward as the shin presses into the hand. Need a little more, you could also take the bottom leg and hook it instead, or both. Just a few short stretches before the restorative practice. And lengthen out the legs, lengthen out the arms. Put a little bit of space between the mat and your waist, or a sense of space. If you allow that top leg to shift forward and back, find perhaps the psoas. You sit a lot, this can feel nice or intense. More inhale here. Exhale to return those legs to a bent position. Press through the top hand so that you can come up. and sit with your legs kind of stacked, maybe 45-degree angle, and side bend over one way and then the other. One more time each side. And after your final side, let's switch the legs to come to the opposite side and side bend one way and the other. One more time each way. And then lower yourself onto the opposite side and take that quadricep stretch. New top leg, clasp that ankle. Again, pant leg, or if you have a strap, it could be around the ankle as well. Whatever works for your body. Maybe cross bottom leg if you want more. Then lengthen both legs, reach through the arms, and again, explore that top leg and where you would like it to settle. Find that stretch through the center. And then we'll roll onto our belly. For a short Sphinx pose, we drop the chin and look up to any degree and drop the chin. And look up. Just a few more. Last time, drop the chin. And bring the head back to center, look over one shoulder and then the other. Next time you look over the right shoulder, slide that leg out to the side. Inseam is on the earth. Again, explore the neck. We work with the neck. That can really help the sympathetic or the parasympathetic nervous system turn on and the sympathetic kind of tone down. Head back to center, slide that leg long, other side, head follows, and then nod the head. Come back to center, lengthen the legs. Head can come down for just a moment of pause. We'll come into a restorative child's pose, our first restorative posture of the evening. Slide those hands toward you to press yourself up onto hands and knees. Now, if child's pose does not work for you, you could roll onto your back and hug your knees in toward your chest. Or we'll start building our little nest of props. So the first blanket, first rectangular blanket, you might place it on the mat so that the tops of the feet have something to rest on. Because remember, we want to be as comfortable as possible. So you might start here. The second blanket, this is just one setup of two that I'm going to show you. So you can decide which version of child's pose you would like. This one needs to be a little longer. Unfold it. So this blanket could go right in the crook of the knees if that helps to alleviate any pressure in the knees. So decide for yourself if you like it or not. And then from here, some of your bigger pillows or long bolsters could come here. I already know I don't want the too high bolsters, although that can be nice. I want something in between. So I'm going to stack a little pillow on top of the big pillow and come forward and turn my head to one side. So this will be one option. Just want to model this so you can see it. And halfway through, I'll let you know when to turn your head. But if you don't like this variation, a second option is, I guess I could leave this blanket here, leave that blanket there, and take the pillow, a thin pillow if you have one, right on your lap. You don't have to. It could also be a blanket. And the bolster can come out a little further from the body. It can also go horizontal as well, or parallel to you. And then bring the head down. The arms can drape either at your sides or over the bolster. And this can even be accompanied by a bolster instead underneath or between the legs, as well as this bolster here. So I'll model that, actually I'll model that final version. So that would be with your folded blanket to make it into a bolster, could go between legs, sit down on that instead of the blanket or pillow here, and again, drape. So choose the variation that feels good in your body, and we'll be here for quite some time. If your head is turned, I will let you know halfway through. Just focus on your own practice and how you'd like to be set up today. Maybe even a combination. Become still after the first minute or so. And take our time. The process of setting up can be part of a meditation, can be done with presence. This can be one of the most challenging practices, to be in stillness and relative silence. Just notice what arises. Notice the breath without trying to change it. Let it be soft here. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. And the hips to be heavy. Is there anywhere where you sense tension? Scan your own body. Change sides with the head. Notice any shifts in your experience. You need a point of focus. Bring your attention back to the breath. Again, without changing it, where do you sense the breath most? And you sense the breath in the back of the heart. Inhale here and exhale. Ha. Prepare yourself. Begin to move. Bring the head back to center if it was turned. On the next exhale, begin to press yourself up. And pause at the top. Slowly blink the eyes open if they were closed to prepare for the next posture, which is a cobbler's pose. Now your big stack of pillows, you could make it kind of into a ramp. Make an example of that. Stagger them for you to lay back on. If you have a bolster, let's see here, you could put it on an angle with another pillow underneath it. From here, we'll turn so that the base of our spine ends up at the base of the pillows or bolster. You can also have, if you don't like how big of a gap you have, or those staggered pillows or bolster, you could put the blanket underneath the pelvis. That can be nice. It's an option. And have two pillows handy before you lie down. And if you do have a sandbag, have it really close to your side. Because what we'll do here is lie back. And again, if you want more propping, you can. Or if you want a folded blanket underneath the head, take your time. And after you've got your back, your spine laid onto the bolster, you can stack pillows or hug or snuggle pillows right at the hips so the legs don't open too far, you don't go too deep into the stretch. And this is where you might take your either heavier pillows or your saddlebag and place it on the feet or even just along along the body. That's where the saddlebag would sit. Just me show you that. So it would sit right on the feet. So once you found your position, you can open up the arms. And if this is too far, you could also have pillows underneath the arms. So here is our setup. We'll get comfy. Be here for a while. Notice what's arisen now that you've changed your shape. The heart is open, can feel vulnerable. Just notice. Emotions arise, just let them be there. Quite natural to cry, you become angry. All kinds of different emotions can arise. Might be pleasant or might be deemed unpleasant. Allow them to release. You allow the bolsters, the pillows, the earth to cradle you. Feel the softness underneath your spine, back of the skull. Heaviness of the arms. The texture of the pillows on the outer thighs. Soles of your feet touching. And the weight of, even if it's a lightweight, a pillow or whatever you have on the feet, anchoring them. Perhaps return attention to the heart space. Breathe there. As long as it's within your window of tolerance. Sometimes it can be too much. But if it isn't, tune in. If it is, tune into another area of the body. Things will release in their own time. Soften the forehead. So you sense the breath entering both nostrils. What is the coolness of the breath as it comes in, and perhaps the warmth as it comes out. And begin to wiggle the finger. Move through the hands, maybe roll wrists. Perhaps remove any blankets you might have. Oops. You have something heavy on the feet, can remove that as you support the legs to come in. Perhaps pause with the feet on the earth. And then roll off those pillows that were behind the spine. Pause on your side. When you're ready, use the top hand to press yourself up so we can set up for our next restorative posture. And that is a rotation on our spines. So remove any pillows or bolsters that were behind the back. And that blanket if it's underneath the hips. But keep a lot of these things handy. Smoothly so you can see where my legs go. So return to your spine. And options here would be bolster and or pillows between the thighs. And allow the legs to drape over to the left. And you could have pillows under the outer thigh as well. So pillow on this side. Or you might just choose, again, you could keep this between the thighs, any size you wish, or maybe you prefer to have a lot of the pillows and bolsters laid out on your left side and allow the legs, the outer leg of the left leg to just rest. And this will make sure that we're not going very deep into the stretch and the arms could be extended. You might even have pillows and or blankets underneath the arms. I'll show on this side with a pillow, like so, to have a nice little support there. So pillow on one side, pillow on the other, so arms can rest. If you feel like you want an anchor before you really get settled in, you could put that saddlebag on the top thigh as well. So find your position. And as many pillows as you would like. We're not looking for a lot of depth here. So gentle wringing out. Where is your attention now? Observe if you weren't already. In a longer period of quiet, what did the mind do? Notice human tendencies. There's no right or wrong way to practice. It's just that it's a practice that we return to. Help us self-regulate. Help us become more aware of our own patterns, patterns of holding in the body and the mind. Inhale and exhale. Return the legs to center and pause. Notice the right side of the body, the left side, and the right, and the left, and both halves united, whole, integrated. And when you're ready, you can either roll the legs over the opposite way with those same pillows, might even be still between the thighs. Lull the legs over. Again, could have something between the thighs and on the outer bottom thigh. Or you might like everything, like I do, on the bottom outer thigh. So take your time to find your position. Perhaps you'd like a weight on that left thigh, depending how far over in the rotation you are. It'd be nice to create a sense of heaviness. Blankets and pillows. This rest while being alert. Something we don't often do. This is by no means completely passive, maybe when it comes to the body, but we need to deal with the mind.
But as we place our body in these restful positions, support the nervous system, and support the mind to quiet in time. Or at least be able to notice it with non-judgment, notice its workings. Notice the left side of the body, that top side, stomach and spleen side. Just for a few rounds of breath. And then allow your attention to drift to wherever it wants. Going from more focused, broader, more spontaneous. Both have value. You will hone our awareness to where we would like it to go. And then also be able to go with the flow. Inhale. And exhale. You begin again to wiggle the fingers. Remove any blankets and or weights so that you can bring the legs back to center. Bolster could still be between thighs. If it's there. And next we'll find a supported variation of Savasana. One of the most simplest would be to have pillows and bolsters underneath the knees and or calves, or both. And it might be nice, so you can see, have either a low pillow or a folded blanket for underneath the head that you can roll to create a little neck cervical, like neck pillow. Just a little roll if it serves. And even kind of squish the blanket so it frames the hat. So this would be a nice option. And you could have pillows underneath arms as well. So decide where you would like to land today. After you found your variation of choice, let's say.
Feel the earth underneath you. And the lightness of your breath. And begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll wrists and or ankles. And reverse. Remove any pillows or weights you might have on your body. Notice as you remove them how that feels. You might push away that bolster that was underneath the knees and roll onto your side, if that's where you still are. Move anything that was under the head, roll onto your side, and take a few breaths. And when you're ready, bring yourself into a seated position. Could even be that you're sitting on one of the bolsters, on the edge of it or pillow, to tilt the pelvis forward. Find ease in the low back. Once there, take the head, lull it to one side, and then the other. Keep it over to one side if that feels good. You could always support the head with the opposite hand. And change sides. Inhale. Exhale, bring the head back to center, perhaps drop the chin. Look up as the arms sweep up. And bring your hands through to heart center. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for practicing with me this evening. I hope that you found some ease in your body and also altered the poses as you saw fit. You'll notice I didn't remain in the same position for a corpse pose. And if you're experiencing pain or discomfort, it's good to move and change positions. And do what feels good in your body. No one else can feel exactly what you feel. I'd like you to become empowered with your yoga practice. You feel that you can add variations as you see fit. It's really important and an empowering aspect of yoga. I hope that you have a wonderful evening and Sat Nam.